So once things get settled in training, especially after you begin to learn how to march, you eventually start to get assessed and judged based on how well you perform in certain areas. After each area of study, your division, which is your training group, is going to be judged with a score out of 5, and if that score is good enough, you can qualify to receive competitive flags. These flags are carried by the flag bearers of your division. That's a classic military term for them, but in Navy boot camp, they're oftentimes called sticks because they practice with just the sticks, and they're also simply called flags because they carry the flags. Once your division earns a competitive flag, they're going to carry it from the time they receive it while they're marching and traveling from places, all the way through the pass and review at Navy boot camp graduation. So the first flag that your division is going to receive is your division number. Your division number is what training number you are, like what division you are, what group you are. So starting at January all the way through the end of the year, they chronologically go through the numbers. It starts at 001 and it can go on to hundreds of numbers. Like I was division 199 in 2022. They go through all the chronological division numbers, and wherever you fall, that's the number you're going to get. You can't pick your own division number and be division 420 or division 69 or whatever you want. It doesn't work that way. It's given to you by RTC. The ship's officer is going to christen your division, and that's your official division number. The second flag you're going to receive as a division is your ship's flag. So every building on the compound of RTC or Crew Training Command is a ship. You know, they're trying to get you into the Navy mindset, so every building is a ship. Well, I was in Ship 6, which was Building 6, so we were the USS Constitution. So we got like a flag of the USS Constitution, and that was carried by one of the members of our division. The third flag you're going to receive as a division is going to be your division flag. So the actual flag representing your individual division, which is the most fun one because you actually design it as a division. Everybody can have their own little input, and if you have an artistic ability, you can help to make it. They put it on some like fabric or something, and then they painted over it, the actual design, and then put a material over it so that it wouldn't be ruined in the sun or the rain. It took a really long time, but the guys in our division eventually made it. They were hand painting it, and it just, when it was finally done, we were really happy with it because it was like some sort of actual symbol we could get behind. You know, when you first get there, everybody has their own motives and their own personality. And of course, the purpose of boot camp is to get everybody onto one track, and we finally had this little symbol to rally around. You know, it is what it is. Some of the flags that other divisions had designed are actually really, really nice, and the ones that are the absolute best, RTC will keep and put on the ceiling of the room that you take your division photograph in. And when we got there and looked up at them, we were like, those are really, really nice, and suddenly ours didn't look so good anymore. You may be surprised to hear that a lot of Navy boot camp is actually spent in the classroom, and the stuff they teach you like line handling and firefighting and medical treatments and all kinds of stuff, naval history, it's going to be appearing on tests. And on those academic tests, they're going to take the average score of that and judge your division by it. So if your division's average test score is 4 out of 5, you're going to receive the Scholastic flag for that performance. There's also obviously a lot of physical testing in Navy boot camp, and if your division scores an average of 3.5 on the first physical test and 4.0 on the second physical test, you're going to receive the athletic flag. With all the marching that you do in Navy boot camp, they're also eventually going to be judging you on that, and if you score a 4.0 out of 5 on the drill assessment test, you get the drill flag. If your division keeps a 4.0 average on compartment cleanliness, locker inspections, and bunk makeup inspections, you're going to receive the Compartment Readiness Star flag. Now, assuming all of these are attained and you've excelled in every single possible way, you can also receive the Battle E flag. Now, in order to receive the Battle E flag, you need at least an average overall of 4.35 or higher and at least one flag from each competitive area. It seems like that flag is oftentimes given to the 900 division, but every division does have a fair shot at receiving it. If your division excels in all areas, even beyond the expectations of the Battle E flag, you can receive the Chief of Naval Operations Honor Division Recognition flag. In order to receive the CNO Honor Division Recognition flag, your division needs to have at least a 4.5 average across all areas and at least one flag from each competitive area. If your division goes even farther in terms of excellence, they can be entered into the Recruit Training Command Hall of Fame. And in order to receive that, you need to have at least an average of 4.7 out of 5, plus all evaluation flags in order to qualify for that. Your division can also receive the Captain's Cup Olympics flag, which is awarded to the division that wins the most events during the Olympics competition. Divisions will compete against each other in 10 different fitness events, and there's going to be one all-male division and one integrated division, meaning men and women, that wins the competition, and it's going to be decided the Saturday before the pass and review. If you want to be a flag bearer, or a flag as they call it, someone that actually carries these flags in your division, if you're someone that's short, you're going to be pretty much guaranteed to be picked for it anyways, because you're already standing at the front of the formation. So when you're marching, the shorter people are in the front, and the tallest people are going to be in the back. If you're really short, you're probably going to become a flag. If you're really tall, you're probably going to become a row guard, which is the people that help us cross the streets. Now, if you're short, you're probably going to be a flag automatically, and if you don't want it, maybe you can get out of it somehow, but if you do want it, you're going to get it automatically. If you're not one of the shortest people in your division, you can still volunteer to become a flag, and you'll probably become one. The good news is if you're a flag in Navy boot camp, it's way easier for your family to identify you during graduation, because it's like, oh, there's my son, there's my daughter holding the flag. It makes it way easier for them to see you versus if you're in the rank and file, which is like trying to identify one clone trooper out of millions marching across the screen. It is way easier for your family to spot you. So anyways, if you're going to Navy boot camp, I wouldn't stress too much about these flags. A lot of them just come naturally over the progression of your training, and to get the really high grade ones is really difficult. You should still try for it, but besides the division photo that you take with your RDCs, none of it's really going to matter that much long term. But that being said, you should still try your best to do your best in boot camp.